So, what have you been up to this summer? Well, I have been up to working with Minnesotans United for All Families, working on defeating the marriage amendment here in Minnesota. Well, it's been going really well. Minnesotans United for All Families has 8 offices around the state now. And we are getting ready for our weekend of action next weekend. So, if you want to come to Minnesota and volunteer to be on some phone banks, if you're already in Minnesota, volunteer to be on some phone banks. And we are having lots of fun. Our phone banks consist of calling voters. Now, the lists we use are from the voter rolls. So, we are calling voters. Now, it's been kind of washed through a computer to really target people that are movable or on our side. But we do get the occasional fundy fucktard, which personally I find fun. But they don't let me have the fun I like to have. I've got to be all nice and PC with them. Whee! That went down quite a ways, didn't it? So, here we are talking to voters, finding out where they stand on the marriage amendment. And if they're for the amendment, we talk to them about why they are. And then, just getting a feel that they're going to be somebody that you can actually have a real conversation with. And if you can have a good conversation with them, then you try to have them think about members of the same, members of the community that this amendment would affect. Now, that's really nice. I got a school teacher once. She was, I have to vote for the amendment because my church says I have to, and even though being a school teacher, I know that the best parents are actually the same-sex couples. And so I just continued talking to her, and and getting her to think about those couples and how they might feel if they found out that she had voted for the amendment. And even though she never told me she was going to vote no on the amendment, she did get quite emotional and quickly hung up on me. But the big thing is, I knew she was thinking. So I marked her as a movable voter and moved on. Hopefully the next person that talked to her got her to think some more. You're talking about that. I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing here. But that's what I've been spending most of my time on, is trying to defeat that marriage amendment. Yeah, this car, a water pump went out on it, so I swapped out the water pump and timing belt. And then when I got it done, I discovered that there was a problem with blow-by. So now I swapped the engine. So I took that new water pump out of the other engine, of course, put it in this one. So now this one's got new water pump and timing belt. This engine's only got 100,000 miles on it. And so, putting this puppy in here, but yeah, I volunteered at least once a week since January with Minnesotans United for all families, and some weeks I've done it 3 times. Met a lot of real good people, and hopefully it'll be a landslide. Garbage truck, of course, showed up. So I hope it'll be a landslide. Talk a little louder. But with the way it is, I'm not holding my breath. Besides the real weirdos, there's too many just blind fundy fucktards, just not interested in anything that their pastor doesn't tell them is true. Well, I suppose I'll let you go so I can get this thing lined up, hooked up to the tranny, then hooked up to the motor mounts and everything else, and then vroom vroom. I'll talk to you later. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Not like it was before.